Google I/O is in 1 week, and there are 3 things I'm specifically watching for on the XR side. Project Aura finally getting a release date, Google revealing what their Gentle Monster and Warby Parker smart glasses actually look like, and Samsung sneaking a teaser for their own glasses. None of these are guaranteed, all of them are on the table. I care about this one specifically because Chary and I are flying back out to Mountain View for it. Last year was our first I/O ever, and we got to try the Samsung Galaxy XR and Google's own XR glasses before pretty much anyone else. So this year I want to walk you through exactly what I'm watching for, where XREAL fits into all of it, and what I think is realistic versus wishful thinking. So here's why this year matters. Android XR, Google's operating system for headset and glasses, was first announced back in December 2024 with Samsung and Qualcomm. Then at I/O 2025, Google expanded it, announcing the Warby Parker and Gentle Monster eyewear partnerships and showing more of Samsung's headsets. Since then, things have actually shipped. The Samsung Galaxy XR headset launched in October at $799, making it the first Android XR product you could actually buy. And at CES this past January, Google extended their partnership with XREAL and named them a lead hardware partner for Android XR, specifically for optical see-through glasses, the kind that overlay digital content directly onto the real world. That partnership is Project Aura, XREAL's upcoming AR glasses, which we'll get into in a second. So the lineup is starting to take shape. Samsung leads on headsets and is also working on simpler AI glasses with and without a display, similar to Ray-Ban Meta and the Meta display. XREAL leads on the actual AR glasses side, the ones with real spatial overlays. So when Google takes the stage on May 19th, this isn't going to be another "here's what's coming someday" keynote. There's a real ecosystem now, and Google has to show it has momentum. Let's start with Project Aura, because this is the big XREAL thing going into I/O. Aura is XREAL's first tethered glasses built specifically for Android XR, a partnership between XREAL, Google, and Qualcomm. And what makes Aura interesting is that on paper, it blurs the line between traditional AR glasses and what full VR headsets can do. Now, we don't have every spec yet, but from what XREAL and Google has shown so far, Aura looks closer to a Galaxy XR style headset squeezed into glasses than a simple second screen viewer. The other thing worth saying up front, Aura actually looks like glasses, not a bulky headset. That sounds obvious, but in this category, it's not. Most of what gets called AR glasses right now is closer to a face computer. Here's what we know so far from public reviews. It will have a 70-degree field of view, and that's the part I keep coming back to. The XREAL One Pro that's on the market right now has a 57-degree field of view, which is already considered very wide for AR glasses. Going up to 70 is a real jump. XREAL's North America general manager described it as irresponsibly large. And yeah, that's an actual quote from a corporate executive, not a TikTok comment. He said that on camera. And the way Aura is built is also kind of clever. The heavy lifting, Android XR, the apps, the AI happens on a Snapdragon powered plug you keep in your pocket. The glasses themselves run XREAL's own X1S chip, which is supposed to handle tracking, display stability, and low latency rendering, so the glasses can stay light but performance stays up. The X1S is the next generation of the X1 chip in the One series. It's around 25% faster, built for multitasking with the same 3 millisecond motion to photon latency that makes the One Pro feel as stable as it does. So it's the same DNA but with more power. XREAL has confirmed dev kits are rolling out this year, meaning developers get Aura first. Whether the rest of us get to buy one in 2026 or whether it stays a dev-only product for a while is the part nobody has answered yet, so that's near the top of my I/O wishlist, a real timeline for when normal people can put these on. So while we wait for Aura, let's talk about what XREAL is actually shipping today, because if you want to know what Aura is going to feel like, looking at how the One series has evolved is probably the closest preview we have, since it's the same chip family and approach. Plus, the latest updates are genuinely good on their own. Here's what surprised me. Since the One Pro became generally available, XREAL has shipped 5 major firmware updates, and these are real features, not bug fixes. Let's talk about Real 3D first. Honestly, I expected XREAL to do 2D to 3D conversion at some point because it's been done on other hardware and got a really good reception. So the feature itself wasn't a surprise. What's actually interesting about Real 3D is that it's running entirely on the X1 chip in the glasses, with no app and no host device needed doing the work. So you can just toggle it on here, and then the 2D movies, YouTube clips, even old flat games and photos get converted in real time on device. Quick honest note though, Real 3D runs at 30 frames per second across the whole One series, so it's great for movies and casual games, but less ideal where refresh rate matters. It could be that it will get performance updates later down the road though. They've also added new ultra-wide aspect ratios. Next to 32:9, there's now 21:9 mode, which is great for laptop work. Worth saying out loud though, the 57-degree field of view does limit how big this feels in practice. You're not getting a true ultra-wide monitor experience, more like looking at one through a window. Aura 70-degree is probably going to have the same window effect, just a much bigger window. So it will feel less cramped, but it's not going to make the limitation disappear. Still, I already love working on my One Pro, especially while I travel, and the new 16:18 vertical mode is perfect for doom scrolling, casting Chary, TikTok and shorts. Then there's some smaller stuff, like there is screen leveling now, so you can fine-tune the horizontal alignment of your virtual display, customizable double tap shortcuts, and quick adjust using the volume buttons to tweak brightness, tint or volume in a faster way. None of these on their own would be a headline, but together the One series today is a noticeably different product than it was on day one. So it'll be exciting to see this back in the Aura. Quick detour before continuing the I/O predictions. A lot of you have been asking which XREAL glasses to get, so let me answer that first. The XREAL One Pro is the flagship, widest field of view, flat prism lenses, 2 physical IPD sizes for the best fit. So if you want the best video glasses XREAL makes today, that's the pick. The XREAL One S is the best value. Same X1 chip, same 3 milliseconds latency, same 120Hz, and supports Real 3D and the ultra wide modes as well. Slightly smaller field of view, bulkier optics, but a real price gap. So if you want the premium experience for less, this is the one I'd recommend. But honestly, knowing what you know about Aura now, you might want to wait and see what it brings, what the pricing will be. So if you're not in a rush, holding off until we get a clearer Aura timeline could be the smart move. Watch this channel. Now, part of the keynote I'm watching most closely is Google's own glasses. I got to try the prototype there, where they showed a tiny translucent monocular display in the right lens with color. It's low-key, more like a smartwatch for your eyes than full AR. Time and weather floated up when I put them on. I also pointed them at some artwork and asked Gemini what I was looking at, and it described it back to me in real time. There was a camera too, basically invisible, and you could take a photo and see a preview in the lens. The form factor was smaller than I expected. The exciting part compared to the Meta Ray-Ban display is everything Google already brings, like Maps, Translate, Gemini, that kind of thing. Now, we don't have the full app list yet, but the potential of putting the whole Google ecosystem on something like glasses is awesome. But that was it for I/O. Prototype hardware, no production designs, just the reference build. Then at MWC in March, I tried the next software update, and there was actually new stuff to play with. It was also the first time Google showed the glasses publicly aside from Google I/O. Now, they had Nano Banana running through the camera, so you could take a photo and ask Gemini to reimagine it. We pointed at a stack of books on the table and asked Gemini to put Spider-Man on top of it, and it did. The image came back with Spider-Man perched on the books like he'd always been there. They had real-time translation working hands-on this time, with someone speaking Chinese and Dutch and English captions appearing in the lens. And you could cast the screen to an external display now, so other people could see what I was seeing. Sounds boring, but it actually matters, because now we can show people what these glasses are like without putting putting them on someone's face. That makes my job much easier. But still, no full consumer design review. Warby Parker and Google did confirm in December that the glasses are launching in 2026. So the hardware is coming. The question is whether I/O 2026 is when we finally see them. It could be. The timing makes sense. A developer keynote is a logical moment to put a real product on stage. It could also happen a bit earlier during the Android show on May 12th. But I want to be careful here because Google has surprised us before by holding things back. My personal guess is a hardware review with at least one of the partner frames attached, a later in 2026 launch window, and probably no firm price yet. That would make me happy. If they actually announce a price too, that would be the bonus round. One thing worth saying, Google's glasses and XREAL's glasses aren't really competing. Google's are positioned as a lightweight all-day AI-first eyewear. XREAL is in a totally different lane, slightly bulkier optics but with big cinematic displays for content, productivity, and perhaps AR-like gaming. It's the same operating system but different jobs, and that's kind of the whole point of Android XR being a platform. Samsung is the third name worth keeping an eye on, even though I/O is technically Google's show. Samsung confirmed in January that their smart glasses are launching in 2026, and then in April, the picture got a lot clearer. Code references showed up in Samsung's One UI 9 firmware, pointing to two separate models, codenamed Jinju and Haiyan, which is Korean, so I have no idea how to pronounce that, but here's the split. Jinju is reportedly the entry-level pair, so no display, just cameras, microphones, and Gemini. Around 50 grams, somewhere between $380 and $500. Basically, Samsung's answer to Ray-Ban Meta. That one's tracking for late 2026. Haiyan is the premium version with a micro LED display for contextual overlays, notifications in your line of sight, that kind of thing. That's looking more like 2027, with prices reportedly somewhere between $600 and $900. So the lineup isn't just bigger than we thought, it's a clear two-tier strategy. Cheap AI glasses now and premium glasses later. Same playbook Meta used with Ray-Ban Meta and the Meta display, just a couple of months behind. Samsung usually saves their big reviews for their own unpacked events, so at I/O expect a teaser since they are using Android XR, but maybe not a full announcement. Either way, by the end of 2026, Android XR isn't going to be a one-headset platform anymore. I think that's the real headline. So that's where we are heading into I/O. Aura getting close, Google's glasses likely getting their actual review, Samsung lurking around, hopefully more for developers, and XREAL quietly turning into one of the most important names in this whole space, both for what's coming and for what's already on your face today if you want it to be. The bigger question for me though, are AR and VR lines finally merging this year? Because honestly, I can't wait to find out. We'll be covering the keynote live on Instagram, and there will be a full breakdown video soon after, so subscribe. I would also love to know what you are most hoping to see at I/O. Is it Aura, Google's glasses, Samsung, something nobody even talked about yet? Drop it in the comments, I read all of them.